Well, for 70 years, KGTV has been sharing your stories. Tomorrow officially marks our anniversary, and we are celebrating by highlighting our communities. My co-anchor Kimberly Hunt joins us live right now in City Heights. Kimberly, we are not the only ones with a big milestone.
No, we are not the only ones with a big milestone. The Urban League, which isn't too far from here, is also celebrating 70 years of providing service to San Diego County. That's 7 decades empowering San Diegans of color, giving them the tools they need to thrive. And through the years, we've covered stories about redlining that led to the racial gap in mortgage approval that we're still seeing today.
The redlining essentially was a way to restrict certain groups, mainly African Americans at that time.
In 2021, Team 10 investigator Adam Rakusin put together an in-depth story about redlining in San Diego. He explained the Homeowners Loan Corporation in the 1930s set the standard to deny loans in areas they deemed economically hazardous. Often those were the older neighborhoods with lower income residents and people of color. And those same principles were then used by the Federal Housing Administration and eventually private banks. And when this happens, that means that in a way the neighborhood can stay stagnant and the families don't have the chance to establish roots and build generational wealth. Urban League is one of the groups trying to change that. And earlier this afternoon, I spoke with the CEO of the San Diego Urban League, Al Abdallah, about what he is doing in the area of inequality in the housing industry. Historically, there have been things in San Diego in these contracts for housing. Tell us how the Urban League has really helped to change that and change history with that.
Well, our goal is to build generational wealth in our community. And after the George Floyd murder, the San Diego Foundation, LISC, and Union Bank came to us and said, hey, we need a HUD-certified housing counseling agency to help us work to, in essence, build generational wealth in a black community. And obviously, we stepped up to the plate. We've been doing this for 70 years. And the goal at that time was to create 35 first-time black home buyers in 12 months. In a very tough market, high interest rates, all cash offers. We had a press conference at ECC. And I announced at that time that the Urban League was going to deliver the goods in terms of getting these 35 first-time home buyers. I had no idea how we were going to do it, but I came back to the office and I tasked our counselors, they're outstanding, with make it happen. We have to deliver on our promise, and we created 35 home buyers in 11 months instead of 12. So we over-delivered, and at that time, the San Diego Foundation said, no, you know what, let's keep this thing going. We'll put more money into the program, because what's great about this program is the fact that it's down payment assistance. The foundation puts in $40,000, Union Bank, I'm sorry, now it's US Bank, and Bank of the West, First Citizens Bank, they layer that 40 with either $9,000, $10,500, or $15,000. So you can actually walk away with $55,000 in down payment assistance that you do not have to pay back. No silent seconds, none of that. No stipulations, it's just, we want to get you into a home to create generational wealth. And we've done this 52 times. We're very proud of the program. And it's going to expand, by the way, to include other members of our community, the BIPOC community. That's going to expand, I believe, here in the next few months. So we're going to be very busy here at the Urban League.
We've put up links to the Urban League on 10news.com under the Resource Center tab, and you can find out more about their housing assistance program, Achieving Economic Equality. And you can also find Adam's investigative piece on redlining on our homepage. And I'll be highlighting Urban League all evening tonight. In our next half hour, we're going to hear about how they help to build up the young generation of leaders. And Wale, we're going to send it back up to you now. Great work happening here.
Absolutely. The Urban League not only impacting this generation, but generations to come. Kimberly, thank you so much. Thank you. As we prepare for our anniversary tomorrow, we are sharing the celebration with a nonprofit that's also reaching a big milestone. Let's get back out to my co-anchor, Kimberly Hunt, live in City Heights. Kimberly.
Hi, Wale. Yeah, tonight I am highlighting the Urban League of San Diego County, and they've been a resource for families of color since 1953, the same year that we started broadcasting on the KGTV campus. And I spent the afternoon with the nonprofit, and something that stands out is the passion that they have for helping. Here's CEO Al Abdallah.
We meet people where they're at, and we provide services, direct services to communities that really need us. People are very passionate about what they do here. You cannot work here unless you're very passionate about our mission of helping those that have been underserved and underrepresented in society. It's weekends, it's late nights, it's holidays. It doesn't stop because the needs are great. And if you're not all in, you can't be here. It's passion that drives me and the staff. For me, I call it affect and impact. Affect with a capital A, because you want to be, you can touch and feel people. You can see how we change their lives at the.
I also met Brittany Bingham. She is the Education and Youth Development Manager, and she works closely with the young San Diegans in Project Ready, which the nonprofit says has a 100% high school graduation rate. The experiences and the lessons that they offer to teenagers are empowering and life-changing. It's always fun to watch. The eyes open, minds open. Tell me what transformation you see in these kids when they get that exposure.
Oh, wow. You know, so we have a huge historical and cultural component to our program. So we bring a lot of speakers and key people who look just like our students. And we work with students from many different communities of color. So they see people who look like them and like, wow, I can do that, right? Like, it's possible. So it's just seeing them start to believe in themselves, right? And having community amongst each other. And they really push each other to succeed. So it's really, they learn and they teach each other. Right? So it's really just developing that community.
Coming up at 6 o'clock, my conversation with two of the students of the Urban League program. But Wale, I'm going to send it back up to you. Amazing to hear the stories of these kids and how their lives are changed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that conversation, Kimberly. Thank you so much. All right, let's talk 70 years. That's what we're celebrating. 70 years of storytelling right here at KGTV. But we're not making it all about us. No, tonight we are sharing the milestone with Urban League San Diego. My co-anchor, Kimberly Hunt, spent the afternoon with the nonprofit. She joins us live from City Heights. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, Wale. A key focus for the Urban League is building up young San Diegans. And while spending the afternoon with the nonprofit, I got to hear about their program, Project Ready. Youth Development Manager Brittany Bingham says that it helps open the world of possibilities for students.
We also get them connected with different companies throughout San Diego and throughout the U.S. So we'll bring them on site, working with Fortune 500 companies and hearing from them speak so they can have just a huge range of opportunities and just exposure to different career options. We also like to get them involved with civic engagement, right? So there's always going to be an opportunity to volunteer and to just give back to the community. So it's really like a whole well-rounded leadership.
It's helped me a lot when it comes to college and just me doing my work because, you know, like I love schoolwork, but sometimes, you know, like I get a little busy and then I get overwhelmed. But college, you know, it's really inspired me. But Project Ready has, you know, put me in that mindset of never giving up.
You've heard from Kyan Samuels. He told me that while he's a busy actor, he now realizes it's important to have an education and an occupation to pursue at the same time. And he still has several years until graduation. But I also met with another student who's getting ready to graduate. Trinity Ansley has been part of the program now the last 4 years. And she's applied to several colleges with the hope of becoming a medical examiner. She shared with me what that would mean for her.
For Project Ready, what their focus is and their drive, especially with trying to help me to get into college, is what makes it just real and makes it important to be a part of this program, especially for me as somebody who does want to go to college and become this first gen in my family to graduate.
Wow, how would that make you feel?
Ooh, I'm excited for that because it's a moment. Sorry, it's like a moment, but it's the thought that even though my family, whether my father or my mother, even though that they weren't able to finish off the way that they wanted or pursue higher education, that doesn't mean that I can't. And I feel if I'm willing to put in the work and continue and wanting to strive for better, then I'll make it happen. And I am hoping in 2024, spring of 2024, I will be first gen, and I'll be graduating, I believe, in 2026. That is the goal. So I'll have already my bachelor's by then.
We are so excited for her. The president and the CEO at Urban League, Al Abdallah, views this work as standing on the shoulders of giants.
As a civil rights organization, so many people came before us, and they had it very hard. I mean, our founders, Jack Kimbrough, Walter Hagen, there's a picture here about our Articles of Incorporation in 1953. They encountered a lot. And, the 1950s were not a kind decade to African Americans. But, they stood up, they accepted the challenge, they knew they had to do something for their people, for the community, and this is ongoing. We have to address systemic issues in society. No one's going to do that for us but us. And I'm very passionate about that. And you can recall, you can look back to the past and those strong leaders, and that gives you the strength to continue to go forward into the future.
As I've mentioned, the Urban League is celebrating 70 years as well, and they're having a gala on December 7th at the U.S. Grand Hotel. The event helps them raise the money needed to keep these success stories and all of their programs going. And we have information on the gala on our website on the resource tab of this story. And you can find more information on the Urban League and their anniversary all on our website. Tomorrow we're going to be highlighting another business that's celebrating 70 years. And remember, tomorrow is also our 70th anniversary special. I invite you to join me for a look back at our coverage at 7:30 tomorrow evening. Wale, I'll see you back at the station.
All right, Kimberly, I loved hearing from those students. Thank you so much.